wire fence carving out a hillside, cutting holes in the midday sun, like a postcard framed in a windshield covered in dust. I love the rhythm of an old gray blacktop, 33's just whistling by. Steer the wheel one-handed on a two-lane, hugging that line. I got the windows down, no one else around, singing. Freedom is the miles I'm rolling on. Out here cruising to a back road song. I feel the wheels like a melody, like a radio dialing in strong. Come on, sing along to my back road song.
Hello.
If you're just tuning in, the Tulelake High School FFA Banquet will begin tonight at 6 p.m. And so we hope to have a live stream for all of you out there that'll be tuning in. Check one. Check. Check one. We'll leave it on.
Oh, yeah. So it's just 3 people. Okay.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tulelake FFA Banquet 2017. We're going to get started here in just a couple minutes, and we'll bring the officers out. My music going. Please welcome our 2016-2017 officers, Sentinel Tegan Walker and reporter Abigail Scanlon. Your treasurer, Sid Walker. Secretary, Gabby Gonzalez. And your vice president, Will Schumacher. And president, Mary Scanlon.
The banquet hall will come to order. We are now holding a meeting of the Tulelake FFA Parent Chapter Banquet. Mr. Vice President, are all officers at their station?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Why by the door?
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people, in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the states of Alaska to Puerto Rico and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Mr. Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you. The secretary will call the roll of members.
There are numerous members and guests present, Madam President.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this meeting of the Tulelake FFA Parent Chapter Banquet duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. The Tulelake FFA Chapter would like to welcome everyone to the annual Tulelake FFA Parent Member Chapter Banquet. This year, our chapter had many members receive their first taste of what it means to wear the blue and gold jacket. We have had many members reap the benefits that came from their hard work, and we've set a standard here in our chapter for success. This year started with our annual Tulelake Butte Valley Fair, which involved many members showing and selling animals, as well as agricultural mechanics students selling their projects. This year proceeded with field days, meetings, and conferences. Members got the opportunity to work hard through studying, identifying, and memorizing for their competitions. Tonight is the time to recognize the success of our chapter, those who have helped us achieve success, and every individual who zipped up the blue and gold jacket and refused to settle for anything less than extraordinary. I would like to introduce Dustin Wood to do the invocation.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful opportunity to come together as friends and family and be able to support this wonderful organization known as the FFA. We ask that we will be able to enjoy our time here at the banquet and that the food will be healthy and strengthening and nourishing our bodies. We thank you for all that thou hast given us, and we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
At this time, we will now give our chapter officer candidates time to deliver their campaign speeches. First up, we will have Abby Scanlon. Her top 3 FFA qualifications are being a 2016-2017 chapter officer, being a state-winning vegetable crop judging team, and being 5th high individual in the state for vegetable crop judging.
This past year has been full of so many new experiences and opportunities that have helped me develop as a person and an FFA member, like being a state and regional delegate and competing in impromptu speaking. But now that the year is coming to an end, I started to wonder what I could do to be even more active within the chapter, and running for chapter office is one way that I could do that. Being a previous officer has given me a glimpse of the hard work and time that goes into this chapter, and it has taught me the value of teamwork and communication. These qualities are important to have on a team so it can work effectively and efficiently. And if you vote for me, I will do my best to bring all of these qualities to the team and chapter next year. Thank you.
Next up, we have Gabby Gonzalez. Her top 3 FFA qualifications are competing on this year's vegetable crop judging team, being a member of the California State, our next is Eric Hartung. His top 3 FFA qualifications are competing on this year's vegetable crop judging team, being a member of the California State FFA band, and being on the 3rd place Farm Records team this year.
When I first heard about FFA and was asked if I was interested in being a part of it, I was like, farming? Nah, I think I'll just do FBLA. But then my sister joined her sophomore year, and she told me how much fun she had with it. So the next year, my freshman year, I joined my first team, the Small Engines. We weren't the best, but we tried hard, and we had fun doing it. The next year, I couldn't wait for the FFA season to start. This year, I was going to be on the vegetable crop judging team. I also joined the state band. That was an amazing experience and probably my favorite thing I've done in FFA. FFA has also been challenging for me. This year, right before state finals, the records team lost some members and I was asked to step up. I had to learn the whole contest in like a week and a half. It wasn't easy, but I studied hard and ended up placing 13th with the team placing 3rd. This summer, I will be auditioning for the National FFA Band. It will be difficult, but I will work hard and I hope I get in. Current and future Tulelake FFA members, think about what you've done in FFA and what you hope to do. As the chapter officer, I will strive to help members find things they enjoy and help them make memories that will last a lifetime.
Next, we have Gabby Gonzalez. Her top 3 FFA qualifications are being a chapter officer for the past 2 years, being first high individual in the state 2 years in a row for vegetable crop judging, and being a member of this year's state champion vegetable crop team.
Hello everyone, my name is Gabby Gonzalez and I am running for chapter office. 2 weeks ago, my teammates and I went to Cal Poly to compete in vegetable crop judging. When it was time to announce the winner, all I could feel was the anticipation, my stomach churning, and my heart beating fast. My body was getting hotter and hotter in the blue corduroy jacket. And then they announced us, Tulelake FFA, as first place. All I could see at this point was a big silver bowl and with a huge smile going from ear to ear. It was this time when it hit me. I got flashbacks of us studying in the car, on the way to competitions, in grocery stores, during lunch, after school, and in our hotel rooms. My teammates and I put in so much work to make it that far, and we came out with a victory. I want to inspire people and encourage them to be part of the FFA so that they get the opportunities that the FFA has to offer. Because the world needs more of what the FFA has. Throughout these 3 years, this organization has taught me how to be a great leader, how important service is, and as it says in the Tulelake FFA opening and closing ceremony, without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. I want to represent and help lead the Tulelake FFA. It would be an honor and a privilege to be elected once again for chapter office. So please vote for me for your 2017-2018 chapter officer. Thank you.
Our next candidate is Grace Schumacher. Her top 3 FFA qualifications are being a member of the First High team in Ag Mech at Fresno, being a member of the Tulelake Butte Valley Fair Board, and starting her own wildlife production and management proficiency.
Before joining FFA, I was the type of person who was too meek and shy to even speak in front of a crowd like today. To overcome this fear, I decided to join a speech and debate class my first year of FFA, where I learned how to have the courage and confidence to publicly speak in front of others. Since then, I have blossomed throughout my years in FFA. In ag mechanics, I learned dedication and hard work. Creed taught me patience and time. And raising market animals gave me responsibilities and helped me set goals for myself. If given the opportunity, I would use my strengths and skill sets I learned throughout the years to become the best chapter officer I could be. I would follow in the footsteps of our previous chapter officers by showing others the great opportunities our program has to offer and the importance of agriculture. So please put your faith and trust into me by voting me as your next chapter officer. Thank you.
Leah Brown will be our next chapter officer candidate. Her top 3 FFA qualifications are being a member of this year's state champion vegetable crop judging team, being a member of the Tulelake Butte Valley Fair Board, and placing 5th at this year's regional Creed speaking competition.
Hi, good evening and welcome. My name is Leah Brown and I am running to be an FFA chapter officer. For years, I've grown up and watched my dad teach students about agriculture, taking them to competitions, and helping them succeed. In 7th grade, I was very shy and nervous about speaking in front of people. But once I stepped in front of those judges and recited the FFA Creed, I was hooked. I loved it. I loved preaching about agriculture and the importance of it to society. Then, as a freshman, I joined the field day team, vegetable crop judging. I worked extremely hard and studied all the time. With the help of my team and coach, we won a state championship. I've never been so proud or confident about something. Although this is my first year really being involved in FFA, I have grown as a person and as a leader. FFA has given me a different perspective on responsibility, respectfulness, and self-confidence. When I was younger, I never understood why my dad was gone so much, missing so many of my events. At one point, I begged him to never go on an FFA trip ever again. But since I've joined FFA, I understand why he did it. You gain a passion, a love for FFA. I know I have. My goal for this year is to represent my chapter in the best possible way I can. So please consider me for being an FFA chapter officer. Thank you all for coming and supporting the Tulelake FFA.
Next, we will have Olivia Botger. Her top 3 FFA qualifications are being a member of this year's state champion vegetable crop judging team, being a delegate at our California State FFA convention this year, and having the grand champion poultry pen at the Tulelake Butte Valley Fair.
An FFA officer needs to be a leader. They need to have determination and be able to accept failure not as a reason to quit, but as a reason to persevere. I have shown qualities of leadership by continuing to pursue my goal of becoming an officer, even when the circumstances haven't been what I planned. Throughout this past year, I have grown through experiences and am more ready to take on the responsibilities of being an officer than I ever was. Throughout this year, I have realized that this organization is bigger than I've ever expected. And as I watch it turn students into leaders and leaders into champions, my drive to do something beyond myself increased. I saw being an officer as a perfect opportunity to not only follow in the footsteps of the amazing officers before me, but the countless members who have improved their community and country through this association. So I strongly urge you today to put your faith and trust in me by voting to make me your future chapter FFA officer. Thank you.
Our next candidate is Sophie Ploss. Her top 3 FFA qualifications are being a member of this year's forestry team, attending the Green Hand Leadership Conference, and receiving her Green Hand degree.
Welcome and thank you for joining us at tonight's FFA banquet. I'm Sophie Ploss and I'm running for a chapter officer position. Growing up, I was always hearing about how my older siblings were involved and successful in FFA. I know that for most people, that would draw out the feeling of living in their shadow. However, for me, it created an interest. This first year of high school was absolutely amazing because of what FFA did for me. I gained more confidence, integrity, knowledge, and patience. I was able to experience so many interesting things, like the Green Hand Leadership Conference and all the field days leading up to state finals in San Luis Obispo. This year led me to want more in FFA for our chapter, my friends, and myself. I believe that I can truly help Tulelake FFA reach its full potential by being one of your chapter officers. Thank you.
Our final candidate is Tegan Walker. His top 3 FFA qualifications are being this year's Chapter Sentinel, being a member of this year's forestry team, and being a member of this year's AgMech B team.
Hello, fellow members, teachers, friends, and family. I am Tegan Walker, your 2016-2017 Sentinel. I would like to be an officer again this year because I want to help the chapter grow. I have experience from this last year, so I will do my best to build off of the foundation that this year's senior officers and the previous officers before us have built for us, and lead the new officers into their place and improve the chapter every day by keeping members informed and providing leadership advice whenever it is needed. In conclusion, if you vote for me, I will continue to build onto the chapter and improve it. Thank you.
Next, Mary will hand out the certificates of appreciation.
Each year, the FFA looks to recognize those individuals who have aided the chapter in having a successful year. Without the selfless help of these next individuals, our chapter would not have been able to achieve what we did. From helping judge contests to driving us to competitions, to making food for our contests or banquets, to continuing to offer their support for the FFA. These individuals make a true difference in our chapter. We would like to honor each of you with a certificate of appreciation. Gloria Ramirez, Karen Hansman, Lynn Bailey, Dakota Massey, Penny Valador, Roy Wright, Venancio Hernandez, Darren and Vanessa Jones, Angie Forrester, Jennifer Reyes, 3 Mint Company, Macy's Flying Service, Mark Staunton, Basin Fertilizer, Bill Gasser, Steve and Darcy Walker, Matt Hartung, Trisha Ploss, Ben DeVal, Tony Giacomelli, Doug Hirschler, Jerry Johnson, Dave Haupt, Tim and Karen Schumacher, Tree Perez, Nancy Seitz, Dave Bacher, Jim and Akimi King, Keith Duran, Mark Scott, Nick Scott, Brian Ganache, Trisha Ploss, Deanna Massey, Rick Neugebauer, Kay Wilson, Nick and Beth Macy, Dave Kendra, Sarah Luscombe, Eric Scanlon, Monica Thompson, Mark Mahan, Celeste Wedmore, Robert and Ann Duran, Jessica Sikorsky, Shane and Jolie Wood, Scanlon, Jerry LeCue, Greg Herman, Veronica Bottom, The Honker, Curtis Newkirk, Jeff Boyd, Sarah Ramirez, Joel Quinn, Sylvia Zuniga, Julio Villaseñor, Mago Silva, Sheena Lund, Teresa Perry, Nick Benevis, Terry Harris, Larry Stevenson, Dave Misso, Renee Reed, Jean Knight, and Dean Teig. Thank you.
It is always a pleasure to receive honorary members into the FFA. The purpose of this ceremony is to recognize from time to time the efforts that others have made on our behalf. Ms. Secretary, please read the section of the National Constitution which provides for honorary membership.
Honorary members, farmers, school superintendents, principals, members of Board of Education, chapter advisors, teachers, staff members in agriculture education, business people, and others who are helping to advance agriculture education and the FFA. and those who have rendered outstanding service may be elected to honorary membership by majority vote of members present at any regular meeting or convention.
Ms. Secretary, will you introduce those who are to receive this honor?
Madam President, members, and guests, I am pleased to announce the following names: Sarah Ramirez and Shane and Jolie Wood.
Will the officers please take their places beside me, and will the ushers please bring the candidates forward?
This year, we'd like to honor a teacher and a mother who has put countless hours into Tulelake FFA by helping set up for banquets, driving members to contests, and cooking delicious meals. They do so much for us and the school that it is unbelievable how they have time for their family. Since 2007, they have put 3 children through membership of the FFA, starting with Derek to Shayna, and finally to Dustin. They have always made themselves present within the chapter activities and events. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce the 2017 FFA honorary members, Mr. and Mrs. Shane Wood. Mrs. Ramirez, without our lunches and dinners, they would not have been amazing sides to complement Mr. Brown's cooking. You have an amazing skill for not only for being a great cook, but for always being there to help in every way possible. From decorating to organizing lunches, we appreciate all you have done with the help that you give us when setting up for the competitions that we hold, and for all the time that you volunteer to help set up for banquets. Mrs. Ramirez, with your help, we as a chapter have been able to grow by learning from your selfless contributions to help further our chapter through fundraisers and events. On behalf of the Tulelake FFA, thank you for the great food and the morals that can be taught by learning from you. We appreciate you and what you have done for this organization. Thank you.
As reporter, I am pleased to inform you that the FFA is a national youth organization whose purpose is to develop agricultural leaders. Welcome to membership.
I welcome you as friends of the FFA. It is my privilege as Sentinel to extend to each of you the symbolic handclasp of friendship and brotherhood.
Your contribution as a useful citizen in our democracy serves as an example for our members to follow. As treasurer, I welcome you to our organization.
As Vice President, I welcome you to the FFA. I would inform you that our members learn to appreciate the dignity in labor. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much.
The FFA needs counsel and guidance from recognized leaders. It is my pleasure as Secretary to add your names to our roll of honorary members.
On behalf of every member, I wish to say we are proud to have you as honorary members. May this affiliation be valuable to all. I impress upon you that we look to you for counsel and guidance. It is because of the great respect that we have for you that you have been elected into honorary membership. May we always cooperate for the benefit of all. I now confer upon you honorary membership of the Tulelake FFA chapter and present to you these tokens of membership. Last November, at the sectional opening and closing ceremonies contest, the officer, advanced, and freshman opening and closing teams, as well as the cooperative marketing, record books, and best informed green hand, all competed. The opening and closing teams must recite the opening and closing ceremonies. The officer team consisted of myself, Mary, Will, Gabby, Sid, Abby, and Tegan. We placed fourth. The advanced team consisted of Samantha, Anahi, Natalie, Jackie, Grace, and Olivia, and Bradlin. They placed first. The freshman team consisted of Tristan, Allie, Briseda, Sophie, Leah, and Amy. They placed first. Cooperative marketing consists of tests that require manipulative skills and knowledge required for careers in operations and marketing. The co-op team consisted of Will, Gabby, Sid, and Mary. They placed first. The objective of the Best Informed Green Hand contest is to understand the aims, purposes, history, and structure of the FFA student organizations, and to know the opportunities it makes available as referenced in the current National FFA Manual and state constitution. The individuals that competed in the BIG competition were Briseda, Allie, Sophie, and Leah. They placed first. The record books competition consists of filling out a budget, journal, and deprecable property inventory pages, as well as taking a 100-question test on different accounting principles and FFA and agricultural knowledge. The record books team consisted of Tegan, Grace, Abby, and Olivia. They placed fourth. If your name was said, please come up to get your awards. Next, Will is announcing Creed speaking results.
Creed is a speaking competition for FFA members in grades 7th, 8th, and 9th. They must present the FFA Creed from memory and answer questions about its meaning and purpose. The event boosts self-confidence and develops their ability to communicate in a powerful, professional manner. This year, there were 3 people who competed in Creed. They were Leah Brown, Allison Kandra, and Bree Chavoya. Leah placed 3rd at sections and placed 5th at the regional level. Great job to all the competitors. Throughout the banquet, if your name is called, please come to the podium to receive your award. Thank you. Next, Gabby will present impromptu speaking.
The purpose of impromptu speaking is to foster and develop the speaking abilities of FFA members, as well as develop their self-confidence and contribute to their advancement in interpersonal skill attainment, and leadership development. The intention of impromptu speaking is to offer a more realistic, practical speaking contest to better prepare our students for public statements, media coverage, and general questions about FFA and agriculture industry. The primary purpose of this event is to demonstrate the students' ability with limited preparation time to compose and deliver coherent and focused oral presentations. This year, there were 3 sophomores who competed in impromptu: Abby Scanlon, Olivia Bacher, and Grace Schumacher. Abby placed 4th high individual at sections in Lassen College, and Grace placed 5th high individual. Abby qualified for regions in Chico and did very well. Great job this year. Next is Abby Scanlon presenting job interview.
Participants in the job interview CDE submit a resume, cover letter, complete job applications, and participate in mock job interviews with a panel of possible employers. They are evaluated and placed according to their resume, cover letter, and interview scores. This year, we had 3 members who participated in job interview. These individuals learned what it takes to excel in the job industry and had the opportunity to experience a new contest. We are very proud of you all. Congratulations to Gus Macy, Will Schumacher, and Sid Walker. Next, Sid will present the Forestry Awards.
The Forestry CDE has many skill areas such as log scaling, map reading, surveying, and tests on different forest management practices. This the first year that Tulelake has had a forestry team. This year's team was 4th place in Chico, 4th place at Wairika, 6th in Trinity, and 6th high team in the state this year. This year's team consisted of Dustin Wood, Sophie Ploss, Alex Danfort, and Tegan Walker. Congratulations. Next, Tegan will present the Ag Pests Awards.
FFA members competing in agricultural pest control are required to memorize various aspects of 80 pests while also presenting multiple presentations on quarantine, beneficial, and vertebrate pests. These members must know how to identify these insects as well as know the destructive stages, the host, and the order. Then members have to give a 1 to 2 minute presentation with precise information on the pest. This year's pest team included of Leo Zendejas, Gabriela Gonzalez, and Gonzalo Ramirez. This year's team took 2nd place at Chico, 5th place at Merced, and 3rd place at their state finals at the Fresno Field Day, and Leo was 2nd high individual there. Congratulations, pests, and the best of luck to you next year. And now we will have Mary to announce farm records.
Farm Records is a competition that consists of testing students' knowledge in agricultural accounting procedures. Students must complete an AET scenario, a written examination pertaining to ag accounting, and complete an exam focusing on publication 225, the Farmer's Tax Guide. This year's team consisted of Kaylin Barrio, Jasmine Alvarado, and Eric Hartung. The team was very competitive throughout the whole season, competing at UC Davis, Chico, Modesto, Merced, CRC, Firebaugh, and placed 3rd at state finals in Cal Poly. Congratulations. Next, Will is announcing the results for vegetable crop judging.
Vegetable crop judging, CDE, requires that participants have proper knowledge and ability to identify vegetables, agricultural pests, transplants, seeds, and weeds. Additionally, participants are required to judge various crops and give reasoning to their placements. This year, the vegetable crop judging team had a successful year, placing 1st at the following contests: Tulelake, Lassen, UC Davis, Chico, Merced, Consumnes, Fresno. These individuals worked hard at every practice and on FFA trips to prepare for state finals at Cal Poly. Out of 112 contestants, Gabriela Gonzalez was 1st high individual in the state. Abby Scanlon placed 5th high, Olivia Botker placed 7th, and Leah Brown placed 9th. Overall, the Veggies team took 1st place at state finals. Congratulations, vegetable crop team, on your state victory. Thank you, Gabby, Abby, Olivia, Leah, Gonzalo, and Eric on all your hard work and support to the team. Next, Gabby will be presenting the Agricultural Mechanics Awards.
Whether you plan on being an electrician, a welder, a construction worker, or just an all-around handyman, mechanics covers it all. Many students here at Tulelake High School claim that their favorite class is Ag Mechanics. However, only a few students earn a spot on the team and receive the opportunity to showcase their skills against competitors across California. This year, the Ag Mechanics teacher, Mr. Lund, took on the challenge to train 7 individuals to represent the Tulelake FFA chapter. 3 seniors, Will Schumacher, Gus Macy, and Sid Walker, were on the advanced team, and 4 sophomores, Grace Schumacher, Tegan Walker, Ethan Kendra, and Samuel Guillen, were on the novice team. You would see these students study and prepare in the ag shop, on trips, and 6 o'clock in the morning to improve their skills in each category. All their hard work and studying paid off when the advanced team placed first at Tulelake, Lassen College, Nevada Union, Modesto, Fresno, and Arbuckle, and the novice team placed 15th at UC Davis. The advanced team moved on to state finals in Cal Poly, where they competed against 24 teams and 92 contestants. Gus Macy placed 15th high individual, Sid placed 6th, and Will placed 2nd high individual. Beating the second team by 21 points, these 3 individuals persevered to become state championships. These 3 individuals will be moving on to nationals in Indianapolis this October. Best of luck, boys. The novice team didn't get the chance to compete in state finals, but these 4 individuals will be ready to go next year because they have competed and done extraordinary well throughout the year. They improved drastically from beginning to end. Congratulations to 2016-2017 Ag Mech teams. Next up is Sid Walker presenting State Band Awards.
The California State FFA Convention has many opportunities for FFA members to show off their hard work. This year, one of our members had the opportunity to participate in the California State FFA Band. Throughout the convention, our band wowed us with their amazing talents. Congratulations to this year's state band member, Eric Hartung. Next, Abby will present the Star Green Hand Award.
Every year, there is one individual that goes above and beyond in their first year of service in the FFA. The amount of time and effort they put into their competitions and SAEs makes them stand out. This individual showed a tremendous amount of dedication for their competitions and put in countless hours of studying vegetable crop judging. This individual also competed in regional creed speaking, BIG, as well as novice opening and closing ceremonies. This outstanding member is Leah Brown. Congratulations, Leah. Next, Gabby will be announcing the chapter FFA degrees.
The chapter FFA degree is the second of 4 degrees in FFA. To be eligible to receive the chapter FFA degree from the chapter, a member must receive the Green Hand degree, completed 180 hours of agriculture education, have participated in the planning and conducting of at least 3 official chapter activities, and earn $150 or worked 45 hours on an SAE. This year's recipients of the chapter FFA degree are Grace Schumacher, Abby Scanlon, Tegan Walker, Eric Hartung, Ethan Kendra, and Olivia Bacher. Next up is Sid Walker presenting the Star Chapter Farmer Awards.
The Star Chapter Farmer Award is to recognize second-year members in our chapter who have demonstrated the most in chapter activities, as well as having an outstanding SAE project. Recipients are chosen by their dedication to the FFA. This year's recipients have not just met, but exceeded those qualifications. This year's Star Chapter Farmers are Abby Scanlon, Olivia Bacher, Grace Schumacher, and Tegan Walker. Next, Tegan will present the State FFA degree.
The State FFA degree is the highest degree that the state can bestow upon an FFA member. To earn this degree, students have to have a minimum of 500 work hours, been an active member for at least 2 years, received their chapter degree, and demonstrated leadership within the chapter. This year, Tulelake had 7 of its members receive a state degree at Chico State. Can I please have the following members come forward to be recognized? Anahi Pena, Dustin Wood, Gonzalo Ramirez, Jackie Perez, Natalie Pena, Gabriela Gonzalez, and Mary Scanlon. And next we will have Mary to announce the American FFA degrees.
The American FFA degree is awarded to members who have demonstrated the highest level of commitment to FFA and made significant accomplishments in their supervised agricultural experiences. A member applying for this award must have their state FFA degree, have completed over 500 hours of work on their SAEs and 50 hours of community service, as well as have earned at least $10,000 from their projects. This year, we had one outstanding individual receive this award, and that individual was Taylor Herman. Congratulations, Taylor. Next, Abby will be presenting the Proficiency Awards.
We would like to recognize the students who had SAE projects this year and dedicated long hours to their projects. The following students raised sheep for the Tulelake Butte Valley Fair: Anahi Pena, Natalie Pena, Jackie Perez, Mary Scanlon, and Gus Macy. Mary Scanlon won showmanship. These next students raised market hogs: Addie Gonzalez, Gabriela Gonzalez, Andrew Sanders, Omar Mora, Manuel Garcia, Cynthia Villasenor, Grace Schumacher, Bradlyn Bailey, Gonzalo Ramirez, Jalen Perez, and Claudia Alonso. Omar won showmanship, and Gonzalo Ramirez won grand champion. The next individual raised market poultry: Olivia Botger. Olivia won showmanship and grand champion. The next individuals raised market goats: Sid Walker and Tegan Walker. Sid Walker won showmanship. The next individual raised a market steer: Will Schumacher, who won reserve grand champion. The next individual raised a replacement heifer: Grace Schumacher. These individuals had an SAE through the greenhouse class: Mary Scanlon. The following students had an outstanding SAE through work in the field of ag: Gus Macy, Will Schumacher, Sid Walker, Mary Scanlon, Dustin Wood, Gonzalo Ramirez, Natalie Pena, Anahi Pena, Jackie Perez, Gabriela Gonzalez, Omar Mora, Manuel Garcia, Tegan Walker, Leah Brown, and Andrew Sanders. This year, 3 individuals applied for awards to apply for a proficiency. Each individual must have an SAE, fill out an online application giving detailed description of their job, complete record books, and go through an interview process. Sid Walker competed in forest management and diversified ag production. Will Schumacher competed in ag processing and forage production, and Gus Macy competed in the Star Ag placement. All three individuals were regional winners and state finalists. Sid Walker won state for forest management and products and will be applying to compete at the national level for his proficiency. Congratulations, everyone. Next, Tegan will recognize Most Outstanding SAE.
This year, we had some amazing supervised agricultural experiences, such as market animals and many other agricultural activities. But this student went above and beyond and still managed to keep up in school, play sports, and raise market steers for 3 years. He also managed to be on an FFA team and take state this year and be a runner-up on his proficiency of forage production and ag processing. This student has worked for Prather Ranch and Cameron King Farms. Congratulations to our Vice President, Will Schumacher, for the Most Outstanding SAE this year. Next, Gabby will present special recognition.
Throughout the FFA season, the Tulelake FFA chapter officers are consistently putting on fundraisers, planning meetings, and helping chapter members. People tend to forget that if we did not have the support of our families, the majority of what we do wouldn't be possible. I'd like to invite my fellow senior officers to stand beside me to recognize the family members for all they do. When your family is called, please come forward. Eric and Jen Scanlon, Steve and Darcy Walker, and Tim and Karen Schumacher. Now to our advisors. Mr. Brown, this chapter would not be where it is today if it weren't for you. We have spent countless hours advising us, teaching us, and helping us grow as leaders and FFA members.
Lund please come forward? Mr. Lund, we don't know where to begin. There's countless things you have done for us, but it all started when your team may have possibly beat us at state in 2015. We were your 18th high team, and your team was 17th. It was at that contest that we knew we were going to have our new ag teacher, and we were all pretty lighthearted because you were going to be our third ag teacher. But come the next year, things truly started up. With you being our new ag teacher, and after the fun part of the year, the actual work started. And for the first time in our lives, we were being forced to study things we didn't really enjoy at first. Getting 4 high school juniors to study is no small feat, but after the first ride in the Turtle, we knew things were going to change a bit. In this uncomfortable small pickup we call the Turtle because of the ugly shell on the back. He did it, or at least he thought he did. While I sat in the front seat studying, and Mary, Will, and Gus all sat in the back pretending to study on Quizlet, like you had asked them, but they were all truthfully just playing games on their phone. With numerous trips like this and a few teams that seemed way too far ahead of us to catch, Mr. Lund, you were the one who reassured us we could do it. Eventually, we surrendered to the studying idea and did what he asked, which made things easier and we are sure made you much happier. At this point, we finally became competitive in the season. Come to the end of the season last year, we were just barely behind Bear River by 6 points. We were all very disappointed, but you seemed rather happy. We're not sure, but it was probably because coming in this year, we were one of the most feared teams in the state. With this season, a big change came as well. The little turtle got a little bit of an upgrade and became what we call now the Ninja Turtle, with a little more power, making it so Mr. Lund had to worry about going over 65 miles an hour now. Mr. Lund always pushed us to accomplish what he knew we could do. And with this dedication, Mr. Lund spent countless hours away from his family to be with us, which we are all very grateful for. And he was able to do this through my questions, Will's stubbornness, and Gus's smart aleck remarks. But all in all, he built us into a state-winning team. And with every new year, we improved from 18th to 2nd, and finally 1st. Yes, we were taught a lot of these skills before you had showed up, but you are the real reason that we won, and this will never change. All of us cannot be more thankful for what you have done for us and our futures. But us knowing the skills from our previous teachers gave you a little bit more drive to be a better welder, because you strove to be Will and Gus welding, while I, on the other hand, was just striving to have my welds look halfway decent. Any good weld you ever finished, which was quite a few, you made sure you showed us all to try and get your approval. We were the pickiest and the most critical of every one of your welds that you ever brought us. You built up all of our skills individually and made sure each and every one of us improved and excelled where we needed to. AgMech isn't the only thing you have done. You are the only reason Gus and I won state proficiency and made Will a state finalist. Many of you already know that Mr. Lund will be leaving for Texas A&M next year to become some big shot professor. And we all wish you the best and hope these college students give you a little bit of a tougher time than we did. If we were to show our complete appreciation, we would be up here talking for longer than we already are. So to sum up everything, Mr. Lund, we thank you for driving us in circles all across the state of California in our new toy, teaching each one of us how to perfect our workmanship on the road to being a state championship, in all the meaningful little moments that we will cherish forever. Thank you.
Now it's our turn, Mr. Brown. Yeah, silver medallions. It is no surprise that to achieve the success which Tulelake FFA continually strives for, that it takes a great deal of time, labor, and service to accomplish. Mr. Brown and I are grateful to have a group of students which we can count on to be there when a task needs to be completed. These students can be found helping to facilitate the Tulelake FFA Field Day, barbecue dinners, and just plain hanging around the shop, waiting for whatever we can come up with for them to do. Please help me in recognizing this year's Silver Medallion students. Bradlyn Bailey. Bree Chavoya. Colby Kierton. Allison Kandra. Ethan Kandra. Abby Nybert. Jackie Perez. Mary Scanlon. Stephanie Villasenor. And J.C. Watson. The following group of students are those students who are constantly going above and beyond in their efforts to serve the Tulelake FFA chapter. These students truly live by the FFA motto of living to serve. These are oftentimes the students that we must shoo out of the door after 9 p.m. during judging team practice. They are the students that consistently answer with a yes, I can do that. Often the first ones there, and almost always the last ones to leave. Please help me in recognizing this year's Gold Medallion students. Jasmine Alvarado. Olivia Botger. Kaylin Barayo. Leah Brown. Alex Danford. Gabby Gonzalez. Eric Hartung. Natalie Pena. Gus Macy. Sophie Ploss. Doobie. Abby Scanlon. Anahi Pena. Grace Schumacher. Will Schumacher. Sid Walker. Tegan Walker. Dustin Wood. For those of you who might not be aware, but the Tulelake Ag program and the CTE program in general has been very fortunate over the past year and a half. Between the CTE incentive grant and the Career Technical Program Pathways grant through the College of the Siskiyous, over $300,000 have come to the Tulelake Ag Department and the CTE program. The following students stepped up tremendously over the past year in setting up the new equipment and, most importantly, teaching Mr. Lund how to use it. Furthermore, this young man has been a go-to individual in the shop. He has spent countless hours working on projects for the chapter, the community, the school, and when he puts his foot down, I even let him time to time work on something of his own. He is a student that I can trust to advise other students on best practices that are correct and safe. Please help me in giving a round of applause for the 2017 Outstanding Ag Mechanics student, Sid Walker. Mr. Brown says I was going to talk too long, so I'll be quick. Charles Kendall Adams, former president of Cornell University, once stated, "No student ever attains very eminent success by simply doing what is required. It is the amount of excellence of what is over and above the required that determines the greatness of ultimate distinction." The following student continually strives for excellence in every task that he steps out to do. This year, the student served diligently as a chapter officer, excelling in all of his officer duties. Whether it be officer duties, class activities, or studying to compete on a team, this student puts his best foot forward every time. Please help me in recognizing the Senior of Excellence, Will Schumacher. Mario Andretti once said, "Desire is the key to motivation, but it's the determination and commitment to an unrelenting pursuit of your goal, a commitment to excellence that will enable you to attain the success you seek." The Senior Success Award goes to a student who has been one to never give up and has always had the attitude of, "Yes, I can." Over the course of the past 2 years, this individual has demonstrated a work ethic that would make any parent proud. This student and I have agreed that he may not have the most natural ability in the shop some days, but I can assure you without a doubt, between using his head and his ability to think critically, paired with his work ethic, no one will ever question his ability. Please help me in recognizing our Senior Success Award winner, Sid Walker. Can I please have Sid, Will, and Gus join me up here? For the past 2 years, I've had the opportunity to taxi these 3 young men and many others across the state of California. In the 2 years we have traveled together, it is safe to say that we have put on over 20,000 miles and well over 40 nights of hotel stays. Sidnus, Willem, Gustus, where do I begin? I thank you for putting up with my music. I can take subtle hints, such as your earbuds going in as soon as my music comes on. The countless miles that we have spent together are nothing short of wonderful memories. Eagle Redwood? Mr. Lund, you actually told him? Skidmark and many others. By the way, what is the group chat called right now?
All hail Tulelake.
Including the night I thought Sid was going to die. When you told the waiter it was Mr. Somerville's birthday, I silently said a prayer, praying I would take you home in one piece to your mother. Then comes the memory of about the entire year, junior year of mechanic season, with Sid and your scooter. We all agreed it was a good thing that your mom bought the insurance. More than once I saw Will and Gus's life flash before my eyes while they were playing Evel Knievel on the dang scooter. Lastly, the memory that your mothers, or at least two of your mothers, would like to soon forget, the mullets. But Mr. Lund, we get compliments from college girls. I hate to break it to you guys, but that's not the compliments you're after. Above all the memories and laughs, I will not soon forget the lessons that you three have taught me as well. Humility. I have never met a group of teenage boys that were humble and honest with themselves, such as you. When I would find you after a contest, very rarely did you come out and say, "Oh yeah, we nailed it." Instead, you were critical of the areas that you struggled in. The three of you won more contests on days when you said, "Yikes, not a good day, Mr. Lund." But maybe the most impressive thing that I have learned from the three of you is your sheer determination. Whether it was playing 5 varsity sports, or the fact that I never once had to worry about your grades, or your impressive SAE projects working in the community, you still found time for the team, and you still viewed each and every contest as an opportunity to do your best. I appreciate the lessons that I have learned from each of you. Now, with the miles we traveled, I got to know each of you and your eating habits quite well. Don't worry, mine are not much better. As a parting gift for each of you, in your new toolboxes, you will find your AgMech traveling snacks of choice. Yes, Cheetos for Sid, Spree for Gus, and Arizona tea for Will. The rule is, though, you may not eat or drink any of those until you start college. Maybe they will add a little sense of home and AgMech to your first days of college. And Sid, remember, no sleeping. Gustus, Willem, Sidness, I am proud to call you my students. But more importantly, I am proud to call you my friends from here on out. Thank you.
Now, we will go to our election results. This year's nominating committee for your next chapter officers consisted of Mr. Lund, Mr. Brown, Mr. Hartung, Will Schumacher, Mary Scanlon, and I. We required this year's candidates to fill out an extensive online application, followed by an interview by our nominating committee, and lastly, deliver their speech this evening. Due to the competitiveness of this year's applicants, our committee has made an executive decision that all 8 applicants are highly qualified to become chapter officers. Without further ado, your 2017-2018 chapter president, Gabby Gonzalez, your co-vice presidents, Abby Scanlon and Olivia Bacher, your secretary, Grace Schumacher, your treasurer, Tegan Walker, your reporter, Leah Brown, your sentinel, Sophie Ploss, and your chapter historian, Eric Hartung. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I now declare each of you properly and duly installed in the respective office to which you were elected. May your year of service be marked by integrity, dedication, and cooperative spirit. Seek harmony among your fellow officers and set high standards of leadership for all your chapter members. Once again, congratulations to your 2017-2018 chapter officers. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any new or unfinished business which should now be transacted? I have none, Madam President. Does any member or guest know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting of the Tulelake FFA Chapter Banquet. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. I now declare this meeting adjourned. Okay, dinner's ready, so you can just go line up, get some food. Parents first. Parents first.